Hey guys, it's Exap here and welcome back to another Hypixel SkyBlock video. So in today's video, we have a new Halloween update. So basically an admin came out with a thread that was talking about what they were going to be adding in this update. Now I'll put a screenshot up on screen now. Since then, basically they have rolled the update out. I believe everything's out by now. I mean, there are a couple things that haven't happened yet, which I'll explain in a second. But yeah, for the most part, I believe everything is now out because they've also now posted a patch notes. If I go ahead and head to my island really quickly here, and I run over to Jerry, if I click him, he has new patch notes 0.7.3. So yeah, we're gonna actually go ahead and check this out really quickly, and then I'm gonna show you guys everything in game. But really quickly, before I get into that thread, a couple things I want to actually show you guys. If I do /v recipe silk edge sword, this right here is basically an upgraded version of the leaping sword, and I suppose you can already make this. So you add 24 more enchanted fermented spider eyes to the leaping sword, which costs 24 on its own, also a cactus green, which whatever, and then that makes the silk edge sword. So when you do that, the damage goes up 20 and the strength goes up 10, so that's pretty cool. Now there's also a new enchantment called Sugar Rush, and that basically gives you extra speed. I believe it's applied to armor. Now someone did have it up on their auction house, but apparently it's already gone. So, and I also checked the auction house just for the enchantment in general, and I did not see it. So I can't really show you, but there is a new enchantment, so you're just gonna have to trust me on that. Okay, so here we have the official patch notes. So this list right here is actually just the same thing that I put the screenshot of up on screen a second ago. But yeah, so this goes more in depth. So this is talking about the spooky event here. And basically, if I'll show you in a second, but if you go into your calendar, it does show when the spooky events will be happening. So it's something that actually happens every couple of days, it seems like. And the first one's going to be taking place early Sunday if you're in North America, and around noon in Central European time. So it lasts for an hour, and every monster and public items either drops green or purple candies, which you can then trade with the Fearmonger NPC. And the NPC actually appears for 3 hours, 1 hour before and after the event. It's located in the village where the baker usually is, and the candies can be traded for different items. And the top 5,000 players to get the most candies will get special rewards, it looks like, so that's interesting. High level monsters have better chances to drop purple candies. So I assume, oh yeah, it says green candies are 1 point and purple are 5 points, so that's interesting. Something that's actually related to that, there was, when the update was first being rolled out, I got home from school today and I've been checking this whole thing out, and there was bat armor set that you could see in your combat recipes. But it's actually now disappeared. They took it off. I'm assuming that's going to come back once the spooky event starts happening. I believe that you're going to be able to use the candies to trade for the items that you need to be able to craft that armor. Apparently there's also a New Year cake bag that you can throw all your New Year's cakes in, and each unique cake grants +1 health, so that's interesting. I think this may actually be a talisman, so you may be able to reforge this as well. There's spooky achievements: participate in killing a headless horseman, find a purple candy, and kill a bat pinata. In the pumpkin collection, they now have a training dummy at pumpkin collection 5, and there's also farming boots at collection level 9. So I'll be showing you guys the recipe for those in a second. The Skyblock hub itself is also going to be getting an update. This is, I guess, part of what it's going to look like. It actually hasn't been updated yet. So there are also changes with Zealots. Basically, there's a lot of different things here about the Zealots. I'm not going to get too technical with it, so if you want to read everything here, you can go ahead and pause the video. But one of the big things about it is the Zealots that are going to actually be dropping the summoning eyes. They are now going to be holding portal frames again. So yeah, if you want to read the rest of these again, pause it. We're going to move on. So they changed the way the Colosseum works now. Again, if you want to read all this stuff, you can pause it, but they changed stuff with how mana, damage, and healing works, and all that stuff. I'll also show you that in game, but yeah, pause it if you want to read the rest. And there's also now a bartender shop at the bar, so above where Maddox the Slayer is, there's the bartender up there. So I'm going to show you guys how his shop works in a second. There are also basic brews, which are potions you can use instead of awkward potions, and they basically increase the effectiveness of a potion. And Brogstan UI also allows for shift clicking in potions now. And then there's some new music tracks, those are cool. And then there's some general changes, so enchanted items can no longer be used to craft vanilla recipes. Watchers are now correctly dropping arrows, and the Intimidation Talisman now works on spiders and blazes. And really quick here, there's a note on future content. So this just talks about the next patch, which will be 0.7.4. And it's basically going to be a smaller patch out in 1 or 2 weeks. And then they talk about dungeons here. I don't believe that's going to be part of this patch, but they're just talking about how they want to make sure everything is good and working smooth before they release it. They also talk about how they want to do a rework of skills, it seems like. I don't know if this is going to be in that patch. But yeah, so just some cool things for future content. So now we're going to go ahead and actually show you guys all these things in game. So if I go to the calendar events, you can see the Spooky Festival. Sorry to explain how it works, but as you can see, it seems like every few days here, they have a new one. It looks like about every 5 days, and it seems to be lasting at least until the next 54 days, so that's actually a while. Now if I go to my farming collection here and I go to my pumpkin collection, you can see the trading dummy recipe right here. This is the recipe to get that, and then there's also the farmer boot recipe, which it's 4 stacks of enchanted pumpkins, and these are the stats right here. They give you a good amount of speed, and it's affected by your farming level, so those are pretty cool. Good for farming. So I'm just looking at the rest of the list here. So there is the hub change, which hasn't happened yet. The Zealot changes, which, I mean, I'm not going to go grind Zealots to show you, so you're just going to have to trust the admins on that. But the last 2 things I can go show you really quickly are going to be the Colosseum and the Bartender. So let me head over here to the Colosseum first. So yeah, the Colosseum is now actually open, so you can just come run in here, and yeah, just anyone can come in here and you guys can start fighting each other. So yeah, that's a pretty cool little FFA thing. But then also, if you go ahead and queue up, if I join the 1v1 queue, let me get someone to queue up with me. Alright, so we got this guy to queue up with us, and yeah, so basically when when you guys go to fight, it puts you in a separate room, and then you can actually fight each other, and you also regen health at a slower rate, I believe. And you also don't regen any mana. So if I go ahead and use up most of my mana there, you'll see that it doesn't go up at all. Also, it seems to me that some abilities are disabled. For example, I cannot use my Aspect of the End ability. I'm not sure if there's any other ones that are also disabled, but yeah. So now last thing, if I quickly run over here to the Bartender, if I right click him, you can now see that he's selling different drinks here. So these all do different things. I'll scroll over them all if you want to pause the video and see what each one is. Alright guys, so that's going to be about it for this video. If you guys did enjoy or found it useful, please leave a like, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.
I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go.